everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we're doing a chit chat get ready with me. I'm going to fill you guys in on what I've been up to, and I'm also going to show you how I get this go-to spring to summer makeup. Hello friends! Do you ever do your makeup and then hate the way that it looks because it's not applying right, so you wipe it all off? That's what I just did. So yes, hello, my hair is like a frizzy mess because lately when isn't it? I already have my brows outlined, I have my lashes curled. I'm gonna jump back into my makeup with my Milk Hydro Grip and let's get caught up on life and what has been going on. I'm so excited to share some things that I've been working on this video because I'm just really proud of myself. But anyways, nonetheless, my skin is looking a little harsher than it normally does. It's kind of hard to see because you're at a distance, but I have a ton of tiny little angry breakouts everywhere because I recently filmed a battle of the foundation and a foundation review. It wasn't a new foundation, it was new to me, and my skin did not like it. It was very, very, very angry, and it just really messed my skin up. It's finally starting to look a little bit better, but nothing to sink your confidence like an ingredient in a product completely ruining your skin. Am I right? Let me put my phone on silent because my mom just texted me and it just totally distracted my train of thought. But yes, you guys will be seeing that foundation review probably 2 or 3 weeks from now. I have a couple videos pre-filmed, which is how I like to operate because I go through periods of just I don't know what to film. So it's nice to have something to put up in the meantime while you think of other ideas. And I guess that's something I want to talk about, so let's get into it. I feel like I've really been lacking creativity in my life, especially when it comes to makeup artistry, because if you follow me at all, you know I really like doing a lot of editorial makeup looks, and last year the one thing that got me through the panini was doing a astrology look for each sign of the month that sign was in, and that was such a fun project. I loved working on it. If you're interested in it, it was literally just makeup looks inspired by the signs, and then I talk about the signs and give you some astrological knowledge. So I'll have the playlist linked up above. Down below, this is a Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, by the way. I like to concentrate it on where I have the most redness, and then I just kind of dab in other places just so I get even coverage. And I swear, do you hear that? I feel like I'm Raw Beauty Christie right now with the neighbors that are so freaking loud and annoying. Every time I sit down to film, they start messing with their diesel truck, and it's right outside my window, and they have been working on these trucks since we moved in here almost 2 years ago. Every single day for 10 or more hours they just let their trucks run and they rev the engine, and I'm like, it's annoying. Anyways, so maybe it's not bothersome in my videos. I just hate when I'm editing and I can hear it because I feel like it is annoying to listen to. But maybe that's just me being consciously aware of it. Now I'm talking about nothing. Okay, so anyway, talking about creative blocks. So I've been working on myself a lot the last almost 2 years now. Oh, what I also like to do is where I have the most coverage, I like to let it sit on my skin and warm up for a minute before I blend it out, because I feel like you just get a better coverage that way. Anyway, this video is going to be very back and forth between me chatting and trying to give you makeup tips. I apologize in advance. I literally just woke up. I'm starting to get my caffeine to kick in, so as always, this video is going to be a struggle bus. Anyway, I feel like I've really been working on myself a lot lately, and the new project I've been working on also drains me energetically, because working on yourself, especially for me, an introvert, it really does take a lot out of me mentally, which just drains me energetically. And then I feel like it doesn't read on camera, because on camera I have to pep myself up so I actually look like I'm enjoying myself and having fun, because otherwise I'm just sitting here and then you want to blend your foundation out. You know what I mean? So I just haven't been putting out as much makeup content, and honestly, I don't even know what to put out anymore. So if there's something you guys want to see, let me know. I've done a couple what I eat in the day videos because I really enjoy, like, I'm starting to get more into cooking, and so I'm like, why not share it? I feel like I bring the relatability, as Trisha Paytas says. She was like, what do I bring to cooking videos? Relatability. And I'm like, true that. So when I'm blending out these areas where I want the most coverage, I'm not like, you know, moving my sponge all around like I was in the other areas. I'm literally patting this out. And I'm like, okay, that's a good coverage. And then I can start to blend the edges. So that is how you can get a fuller coverage with your foundation without putting layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. So you can see with that one layer, you can still see how wrecked and red my nose is, how much that covers. And this is like a lighter medium coverage foundation. I really like this for the summertime because it's super lightweight. It's a satin finish. I have dry skin, by the way, so anything that doesn't make me look dehydrated, I'm a fan of. So anyway, let me know what you would like to see from me content-wise on here. I have the foundation review coming out, which turned into a battle of foundations. And then I also have a following along Laura Lee's makeup tutorial video coming out, and I think I want to put that one out next week. I also have another what I eat in the day, so maybe let me know in the comments down below like what order you want to see those in, or like which one you want to see the most, and then I can figure out how I want to upload. So I'm going to take just a smidge more on my nose because I didn't really have any direct foundation on there, and we can move on to concealer. So with concealer, it's the same thing. I like putting it on and giving it a minute to warm up on my skin. It's something that I learned from Laura Lee's video that you guys will see. So I've been, I went back to Tarte Shape Tape, but this is the ultra creamy one. And it is so nice. I tried for such a long time because obviously I like drugstore options because it's less expensive. And if there's something at the drugstore that works, then I'm all for that. Like, why pay for something more when there's a product for a fraction of the cost that you can get that works the same way or even better? But I couldn't find a hydrating concealer at the drugstore that I liked at all. I tried the e.l.f. Camo Conceal. That was not it. I like tried to trick myself into thinking it worked, but it didn't. It was just so, like, my under eyes just looked wet and there was like no coverage, and I need coverage. So when I saw that Tarte came out with the ultra creamy, I was like, okay, maybe we need to give that a go because the Shape Tape was like a little intense. But if you think about it, back when Shape Tape was popular, we were also like seeing everyone put so much of it on their face. So of course it was like a lot. And I also wonder if that's like one of those products. I think Jackie Aina did a video on this, and it was like, did we actually like these products, or were they just like overhyped? So anyway, I'm gonna give this a minute to sit and warm up, and then we can blend it out. Okay, we are back. I have a quick question. For people that deal with like a ball of frizziness on top of their hair, because I'm trying to not really use heat on my hair. I think my hair gets so frizzy because I shower every day, sometimes twice a day, depending on what my workout schedule is. And so I'm not washing my hair every day. I don't like getting it wet. I know there's some people that just get their hair wet and let it air dry. Like, my hair does not work like that. I have very fine hair, so it just like doesn't work. So if you have a product that can help the frizz without making my hair instantly greasy, let a girl know. So again, I'm doing the same technique of just blending the product out and not so much moving it around. And I always wonder with this technique, like, yes, it looks like lifted there, but then do you still notice that once the rest of your makeup is on? That's like what I'm questioning with it. And I also love this product because you can actually let it sit on your skin for a few minutes and it blends out, and it blends out beautifully with this Physicians Formula foundation. And then to avoid creasing, as you can see, I haven't gotten up on my lash line. I, again, blend out the majority. And then whatever's left, I will go in by my lash line. So it's just a hint of concealer. So anyway, I've been working on myself, which sounds like so redundant at this point, and it's just like I feel silly saying it because everyone's like, I really worked on myself. I was talking with my one friend because we were talking about, I don't even remember. I think like we were talking about shows on MTV that we used to watch, and I was like, oh no, she was saying that her guilty pleasure was the Kardashians, and I was just like, girl, like I just watched the first episode of The Hills, and I could not take these people seriously. Like, I don't know if it's because of like everything that we went through in 2020 or what, but I was like, I cannot live in this delusion world with them anymore, because they were all talking about how 2020 just really forced them to stay home and like fix themselves and like realize all their problems. And I was just like, oh my God, you poor rich people. Anyways, rich people have problems. They're allowed to, because money doesn't buy happiness. But it's just, it was just the way that like Brody and Justin Bobby were talking about it, that I was like, the white male privilege of it all. I just like couldn't take it seriously. And they're like, we're gonna bury things from our past to signify it being in the past. And I'm just like, I can't. As somebody that does witchy things on the side, I just, I can't. Anyway, so to sound like a complete cliche, I really worked on myself the last year. I started therapy December of 2019, and I'm sorry, I'm like, 2020 was the year of just realizing things.
And I feel like this year is really about like the year of just realizing stuff.
If you guys don't remember Kylie Jenner being like, it was just a year I realized stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, dude. I can't take myself seriously. But yeah, I was diagnosed with ADHD at the ripe age of 32. Wait, I'm 32 now. I'm like aging myself here. At the ripe age of 31, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and everything in my life just like made complete sense. So I was really working around a lot of that, and then because I was in therapy, my brain was like, okay, we're gonna trauma dump now because you have the coping skills to deal with this stuff that you just like buried into your brain and completely forgot that it existed. So fun times. That was 2020. So I was just like, okay, like I really do want to like continue in this deep dive of self-work and self-improvement. I'm getting flustered over here. Cream products. I'm using the Rare Beauty Blush in Bliss, in Highlight, and Enlighten. And I just apply this straight up on my cheeks now because I don't have any fucks to give. Before I put it on the back of my hand and then like diffuse it with a brush, and I'm just like, who has the time? Because it ain't me. This product you do have to blend quickly because it does like to settle and stick, which is good because it's long lasting, but like if you don't act on blending it, you can be in some trouble. So anyway, I was just like, okay, I really want to continue working on myself. Like I feel like that was just like phase one, like the beginner phase of it all. So I dove into shadow work at the start of the new year, and I'm going to shout out Casper Crafting on TikTok because TikTok's algorithm is low-key everything, because I have learned so much and like had interests in things that I didn't even realize I had interests in things. I've been stuck on spiritual TikTok, aka witch talk, and I low-key love it. It's starting to get a little gatekeepy now, but I've learned so much stuff and it's introduced me to so many new creators, and I absolutely love that. I'm also back on like my burnt nose bullshit because I feel like I didn't try this trend out until the end of summer. So now I'm like, I'm taking advantage of it, and I still think it looks super cute. So anyway, Casper Crafting came across my For You page, and she was just like, we're doing shadow work every week of 2020. So it's like 52 journal prompts. And I'm just like, okay. Cause like I kept hearing people talking about shadow work, and I know a little bit about it from my psychology background because Carl Jung is the one that developed shadow work. It is a psychological practice. It's not like a witch practice. If you heard that and you're like, I don't want to try shadow work because it's witchcraft, it's not. It's psychology. It's literally taking a look at your darker self and like your shadow self and working through that and processing it so you can actually work on healing your inner child and like embracing the shadow side of yourself without feeling emotions to it and without having that emotional residue. So it can also be a lot and really intense, so I can't recommend that you do shadow work if you're not in therapy or if you don't have amazing coping mechanisms, because things can get dark a little times with it, obviously. But I really like Casper Crafting's prompts because she's like, I'm going to do this for beginners to like ease you into it. And like some weeks are lighter, other weeks are like a little bit on the heavy side. So I really like how she's been doing the prompts if you want to go check her out. But that, again, very energetically draining. And I just feel like I've also had to like push all of my friendships to the side because I just don't have like the energy for them straight up. And I feel like it's a combination of obviously working on myself, but also the complete shit show that last year was. It's just like, I don't feel like anyone really has the energy for anything. So I'm just going to do a quick set on my face. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. So anyway, I also stepped back from like a lot of friendships, and I'm just like at the point where like I'm a recovering people pleaser, perfectionist. With ADHD, you have likely rejection sensitivity disorder. So it's also like good for me and progress for me because it's like I can step away from friendships and not like drain myself on them. And put myself first without feeling guilty, without feeling bad, without being like, oh my God, is this person gonna hate me? Like, what do they think about me? And I'm like, who cares what they think? They can either understand that I need to take this time to really focus on myself and fix myself, or they can go kick rocks. They're like not really meant to be your friend then if they can't understand that like you can't be giving them all the energy and attention that they want. And to friends like that, it's like you should probably be working on yourself too and getting into therapy if you have the means to. I hate that therapy and like insurance and all this other shit in the United States is so complicated because everyone should be in therapy and not everyone has the means to be, and it's really upsetting. So anyways, basically I haven't had the energy to be a friend to anyone. But I also dove into something that I'm very passionate about that, again, like it takes a lot of your energy, but like I love it so much. Like I finally feel like I'm clicking with what I'm supposed to be doing, and I think I needed to do all the work that I did to get to this place. But at the end of last year, I started getting into tarot, and it has been just life-changing for me. It's been so great and I love it so much. It's something that I want to build a career off of and like just start my own business with it. And I've just been really manifesting a lot the last 6 weeks and doing a lot of energy work with it. So I'm super excited about the future. And I just have to say a little side note, we're approaching eclipse season as I'm uploading this video until June 26th, I believe is the next full moon. Well, the full moon in June is the Capricorn full moon. I believe that's on June 26th, and that's when eclipse season is over. It's only about like a 2-week period. But I'm going to upload a video on why we don't manifest during eclipse season, and it's actually on my other channel, Moon Magic Spirit. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I completely rebranded Crystal Corner. I always had this second channel for years, and I called it Crystal Corner because when I first started it, my hyperfixation was crystals, and I'm like, I'm gonna upload all these videos about crystals, and I think I uploaded one. does it get more ADHD and like Aries than that? I also have this theory that a lot of Aries have ADHD because a lot of the traits with the sign correlate to ADHD. So anyway, I probably shouldn't be saying that because I'm not a licensed professional. So anyway, I discovered my passion with tarot cards. I've always been curious about them, but because of my negative self-talk and my ego and my self-saboteur, I never dove into it. And I always hold myself back, even with my makeup page, even with my art Instagram. Like, I have so many different things, like jack of all trades, master of none, because I sabotage myself. But even with this, like, I sabotage myself. I've been doing it for years and it never really went anywhere. And it's like literally my fault because I wasn't doing what I should have been doing and putting the time and effort into this like I should have for it to actually grow and take off, because I was scared of that happening. So I just like never really did anything about it and just did the bare minimum instead, because that was my comfort zone. And our egos love to thrive in comfort, and your ego can be your inner saboteur because they'll say, you're gonna fail at this, don't even try. We need to stay here where it's comfortable. Even though we're failing a lot, we're used to rejection because we've done this our whole lives. Change is scary. So like, I'm finally able to shut my ego up in a sense and move past it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let this happen with tarot. So I don't even know if I said that was Nars Laguna bronzer, and now I'm going into the Moon Prism palette by Lunar Beauty. I still love this so much. I actually ordered this exactly a year ago. How fun is that? So I love this bottom middle shade, Stargaze. This blush is nice and pigmented, but because we have the cream blush on underneath, you don't really need to go in with this a lot. It's just kind of like reinforcing that because it got a little bit lost with the setting powder and the bronzer. So anyway, I started doing tarot and it has helped me so much. Like, for me, it's just so funny, like, once you get into tarot, because it really is helpful for other people, but for like you personally, like, my deck screams at me. And I don't want to say this to like discourage people from getting a tarot card reading from someone, but like when it's your own card, your cards call you out on your bullshit. At least that's how my deck is. But whenever I pull for someone else, they're so nice and sweet. But for me, they're like, you really need to stop being such a dumb bitch. So in a roundabout way, the cards have helped me a lot when it comes to what I call my spiritual journey, because I don't really know what to refer to it as. But they've helped me so much, and I feel like I've grown so much and I've changed so much as a person like the last 6 months of this year. It's just so wild to me. And the last thing I'm going to do is take my Mary Lou highlighter by the Balm, and just a little bit, because again, we already have that liquid on there. So I'm going to do my brows off camera and be back, which is perfect timing because my camera's overheating. Love that. All right, so we're back. I zhuzhed my hair up. This is why I hate straightening my hair, because it's like, it has no volume to it. Anyway, so for eyes, I've been keeping it simple, and all I'm going to do is use the bronzer and blush on my eyes. So I just take a big fluffy brush like this Morphe M433, and I just apply this all over the crease. I concentrate the most color in the outer corner because that's where you want it the darkest to be. And I just kind of work around my eye socket, so just wherever the natural hollow of your bone is. So what I like to do is also, to help open up the inner corner, is just go upwards. So you can see how we started down here, now we're going up here, and I really like to fluff it out here up by my brow as well. I don't mind blending the bronzer up higher. So anyway, I was talking about how I started doing tarot, and like I love pulling it for myself. Like, it helped me so much, especially like with the Libra rising. I am so indecisive and like, what should I do? Like, I don't know what to do in this situation. And the cards help so much. And I did a reading for my cousin the other day, And it's just so funny because like tarot is like very literal as well. So I did a reading for my cousin the other day, and she was like wanting to know because she's getting ready to finish school. She's doing like hypnotherapy. She's getting certified in it, and she wants to like start her own business, and was just like, I just want to make sure like, is this like the right thing to do? And in her reading, I think I pulled 5 cards, and I think 3 or 4 of the 5 cards I pulled were pentacles. And the suit of pentacles is all about tangible things, material objects, money, because like they're literally coins. So I was just like, all signs are pointing to yes. So it's just really cool, a good way to connect with your intuition. It's a good way to connect with your spirit guides. It's like a way for my spirit guides to give me messages. I don't know, a lot of people are like, that's too like woo woo or like whatever, but I absolutely love it. I love learning about astrology. I've been taking astrology classes. I have like another set of classes starting in June that I'm super excited about. So I basically rebranded Crystal Corner into Moon Magic Spirit because I created TikTok like over a year ago, and I had it under MakeupByMegB, but I just like didn't feel inspired to post makeup because it just seemed like too much work, and like I was already over it before starting it. So it's like, why would I post makeup content if I'm already not looking forward to doing it? So I was just like, oh, like I can use this for my tarot instead. And now I'm going back into the Moon Prism blush palette, and I'm actually going to take this dark color here, Spacey, and put that in my eyes. And I'm not going to blend this up as far as the bronzer because it's like the bronzer is like a cute moment, but I feel like we need to add a little bit more color into it. So I tend to put this more on like the outer third of my eye and like basically keep it to right there in the crease. So anyway, I was just like, maybe I should start posting like tarot pulls and like different spreads because I found this amazing account on Instagram, Emerald Lotus Deviation. She posts so much, like so many fun tarot spreads. So I was like, I want to start doing them. And then like also not just like, because sometimes it gets a little tiring pulling for yourself. So I pull with like the energy and the intention of whoever comes across this video, like it's your intuition or like your spirit guides letting you know like this is a message that you need to hear, or like if there's a card that you really resonate with, it's just like your intuition or like spirit guides like letting you know like this is an important message that you need to listen to. So that's kind of how I see it and think of it. And I've been doing all these really fun tarot spreads, and I was just like, what's a name? I feel like in 2021 it's just like, what usernames are left? And I like, if anyone that knows me in real life knows that I love the moon, I'm obsessed with the moon. So I was just like, it has to have the name Moon in it. And then just Magic Spirit just like came naturally to me after that. It was available on all other platforms, so I snatched that right up. So I'm Moon Magic Spirit down in the description box. You'll see a link for Koji. It's basically like Linktree, but I like it better. I feel like it has better features on it. That will link you to like anywhere and everywhere that you can find me on social media. I also have a direct link to my YouTube channel, Moon Magic Spirit. So I've rebranded Crystal Corner into Moon Magic Spirit, and I've been heavy on the tarot uploads. It's not strictly a tarot channel. I want to do, again, an array of things to like astrology. Today I'm going to film a video on why you don't want to manifest during eclipse season. So you're going to find stuff like that over there, like metaphysical stuff. I also plan on talking about journaling and like self-care and like different mantras, and I have a whole lot of plans and ideas for that channel. So I like that my name doesn't limit me to one specific thing, because clearly that hasn't worked out for me in the past. All I'm going to do is take this shade Basic Truth from the Nikki Tutorials palette, and I'm using it because it's literally the same color as my skin tone. You can use a brush if you want, but sometimes if I want to clean up the inner corner or like brighten it or like just make a little bit more of a statement, I just take the eyeshadow straight up on my finger and just apply it. So you can just see how this eye, it just looks like the teensiest bit more put together and a little bit more purposeful. Like this is like more like natural, but I feel like this just like, it's just a little touch to amp up the look. I don't do this all the time. When I do my makeup, it's, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, but I just really have been liking the look of it. So yeah, basically, if you're interested in any of that, you can also book a reading with me. That's also on the Koji link as well. I'm offering a 3-card spread. So if you want more information and like a description of what that reading looks like, I'm doing email readings for right now, just because that's the easiest, I think, for everyone and how it fits into my schedule. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. And basically, like how the calendar works, like the day and time that you pick doesn't really matter, because I'm going to get your cards back to you within 3 days. So for, I'm so nosy, there's like people walking their dogs outside. So for, So for example, if you book for like a Friday reading, like that's the day you book. I have until Monday to get you your spread. So if that makes sense. So don't think like you actually have to be available on that day or that time. It's just like, okay, it's like indicating I want a reading, I'm paying for it, and then in 3 days I'll get that reading back to you. And all I ask is for your question, whatever it may be, to be like as specific as possible. If you have a question about another person, like give me details about them. If you know their sign, if you know their big 3, if you know like how you relate to them in that situation, like the more information, the better. And obviously, if I need clarification, I can contact you. But yeah, if you're interested in tarot readings at all, I'm doing like a soft launch opening of offering that service. Or if you just want to check my workout, check out Magic Spirit. I always, because TikTok is so short, it's like 60 seconds. And as you guys know, I'm an over-explainer and an over-talker. I just like posting like one sentence or a couple words to get the main theme of the card across, because that's all you can really do. But on my YouTube channel, I actually go through and explain the card and explain how the cards connect together and develop the story based off the spread that we pulled. So it's a more in-depth look to tarot. And I just like explaining it that way because I just like teaching other people. Obviously, that's why I have a makeup YouTube, because I just like, why not share what I know with others? And I also just feel like ever since I started college and all my jobs like all relate to helping people, and I feel like through tarot, that's something I can still do, like help provide guidance. So I'm really drawn to that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I'm just gonna finish up applying the mascara and we can wrap this sucker up. Alright, that is gonna wrap it up for my get ready with me, my like spring into summer makeup look. Let me know your thoughts down below. What kind of content do you, like what have you guys been up to? Like what have you guys been watching? What have you been enjoying? It doesn't necessarily have to be makeup related stuff. I really have been enjoying sharing more like lifestyle things, like my what I eat in a day video. So let me know what kind of content you would like to see from me. I would really love to hear from you. I'm not putting anything on my lips. I just have chapstick on because I'm still drinking through my coffee and I'm about to go eat breakfast, so no point. And I'm always just like a chapstick and lipstick kind of gal anyway. So yes, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.